How do you define entrepreneurial excellence? Like, what does that mean to you to be a great entrepreneur?
It's the ability to set a big vision and continuously go after it no matter how many times you fail, because as we all know, excellence is not achieved on the first try or the second try or oftentimes even the 100th try. It's all of those times that we don't show, the low lows, the times where you're feeling dejected, where you're getting rejected, when you fall flat on your face. And entrepreneurial excellence is that ability to get back up again and still stay true to your vision, your North Star, no matter what comes your way.
And so I love that. And I agree. And I think just keep going is one of the most underappreciated virtues in a sense, in having that tenacity in a sense. Why do you think you needed to create something like Bad Bitch Empire to help women be that tenacious founder and entrepreneur? Like, why did that need to exist and didn't exist previously?
I had to create something so audacious and a brand that was going to challenge me and really push me out of my comfort zone, because previously I'd started a company called She Works, and that was a really powerful company and pivotal time in my entrepreneurial journey, helping women raise over $50 million in capital. But at the end of the day, I still felt that there was this part of me that hadn't been truly unleashed, because I was still conforming to the patriarchal standards of the business world, and I felt like I couldn't fully unleash that biggest, most confident, most unapologetic version of myself. And within that brand, where I think a lot of female empowerment brands still lie within the business world, it was incredible, but still very palatable, very acceptable. And over and over again, we see that in order to push the status quo and really pioneer, you need to make people feel uncomfortable. And as it pertains to women empowerment and just the women's movement, every time we've made a huge leap forward, it's because there's been a woman who's been willing to put herself out there to make people feel uncomfortable. Because, I mean, it's extremely uncomfortable that only 2% of funding goes to female founders, but it's almost like it's become normalized and it's numb and it's just a statistic. And so when I thought of the term bad bitch, it was really about the opposite of good girl and good girl brainwashing, which we'll dive into deeper. But good girl brainwashing being all of the societal and media messages that tell women to be polite and pleasing and obedient and submissive to these invisible rules of the status quo. And when you bring in a brand like Bad Bitch Empire into the professional world especially, it wakes people up. It makes people think, like, what is this? And who is the type of woman who is willing to put her name behind a brand like Bad Bitch Empire? So
a lot of questions from that. One, I want to figure out who that woman is and understand why you were willing to do that and go in a different direction. But before we even get to that question, why do you think that? So I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, you have to be willing to have an idea that is audacious and different and stands out, right? Arguably the best companies in the world are the ones that most people don't understand at first. They say no, right? Airbnb got said no to, hundreds of times by investors before they finally, and they had to create like their own cereal boxes basically to get funding. And now they're part of our standard travel itinerary. Like, everyone looks at them. But why do you think it is that women are so much a smaller portion of the people who are willing to break the norm and move out of that? Whereas, like you said, like 98% of funding goes to men. I don't think, and you can tell me if I'm very wrong on this, it's not necessarily because the VCs are sexist. It's maybe because there are, for whatever reason, fewer women out there pitching these audacious big ideas, whereas men are like just more confident. Like, what's happening there, like, to create this difference?
Yeah, well, there's definitely implicit bias, subconscious, from both female and male investors. We have just, again, been normalized to think that a white male college dropout, from Stanford or Harvard, or even they don't even need to be from a top tier school, just a regular guy who doesn't care much about, fashion or anything else. It's like, he's in tech, he's really nerdy, he maybe looks kind of weird, like, that's going to be your billionaire founder. And, even something as simple as women are, it's like, damned if we do, damned if we don't. It's like, if we pitch a really big idea, a lot of times it's like, well, who is she to think that she can do that? What's your track record? Women are asked much more about their past track record, whereas men get asked about their future potential. And so there's been Harvard Business Review studies that have shown that over 66% of the questions, 2/3 asked to women, are about past track record, and are about competitiveness. So how are you going to compete with X big company when you don't have the funding or you don't have the track record? And versus a man where it's going to be like, what's your vision? Who are you going to hire to achieve your vision? And those very subtle questions, it's like, what is asked, what is not asked. And many women also talk about how they are forced to change how they look, change how they dress, change how they speak, so that they sound and look more masculine. And we're also punished for if you are in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, if you're pregnant, if you're not pregnant. There's all these additional factors that shouldn't be considered, but are, even age, right? Older women are punished, whereas older men are seen as more experienced. So there's myriad factors around that, but it really, for me, got to the point where I just, like many women, got so tired of trying to fit myself in a box. And I stepped back and asked, why am I trying to fit in this box in the first place? Why am I chasing the approval of people who never even attempt to understand where I'm coming from in the first place?